Hello traders, my name is Joseph and thank you so much for joining me on today's tutorial video. Now in today's video, I'm going to be continuing the series I started a couple weeks ago. So technical analysis in Forex starts here. And in today's video, we're going to be analyzing and going a little deeper into these corrective structures. So just like I told you in the last video, that the market can form so many corrective structures. And these corrective structures can go from very simple to very complicated. But it's very, very important that you understand the behaviors of at least one of these corrective structures. Because being able to understand the behavior of a corrective structure is going to put you in a position where you can make money on these impulses. Because these are the impulses that you want to be on as a trader. Because this is where you're going to make the most money. So it's all about trying to understand and trying to know that this market can form so many different corrective structures, and each and every one of these corrective structures has a different way of behaving. So now it's your job, it's your duty to be able to learn it and to be able to understand it. So just to kind of give you an idea of how many corrective patterns the market can form. So in regards to Elliott wave or wave theory, there's at least 8 different corrective patterns. Oops, just a second. What happened to my chart? There's at least 8 different corrective patterns that the market can form after an impulse leg. So we're going to go through all these corrective patterns, but in today's video, we're going to be focusing more on the ABC correction. So even with these correction, what we're going to do today is try to understand one behavior that the market does whenever it makes this corrective pattern. That's what I'm going to show you guys. Because if I was to go through every single possible behavior that the market does whenever it makes an ABC pattern, this video is going to take at least a day. Yeah, it's really a lot of work. Because what you have to realize, this is a strategy in itself. Being able to understand the behavior of a simple ABC pattern and how the market moves out of an ABCD pattern into the direction of a trend, there is a lot of work. I mean, this is the strategy that I teach my traders, even though I call it the 1-2-3 pattern. But this is a strategy that I teach my traders. And speaking of my course as well, a lot of people have been asking me when my next course is going to start. So if I bring up the course schedule, so you guys are going to see that I'm going to be starting the next one in September. So you got roughly about 9 days to sign up. So you sign up for the course, what are you going to get? You're going to get 2 lessons every week, in the mornings and in the evening. So it doesn't matter what time zone you live in, you can still attend the course. And even if you're not able to attend the course, you're going to get a recorded session, because every single lesson will be recorded. And then I'll send you over the recording over Zoom, and you can view the lesson. And what you're going to notice as well, if you look at these course schedules, you're going to see the fact that I've got advanced pattern strategy as well. So for those of you that like advanced pattern, this is going to be included in the course as well. So you're getting 2 courses for the price of just £500. And this course will last at least 3 months. And if you scroll down to the last month, what you're going to see is that the last 2 weeks of the course involves 2 weeks of live trading sessions. So everything that I'm going to teach you in the course, you're going to see me put it into practice. Yeah. But anyway, back to what we're talking about today. So today we're going to look at this ABC pattern and try to understand. I'm going to show you one single behavior that the market always does when it's in this pattern, when it makes this corrective pattern. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to just isolate my so let's look at an impulse leg. An impulse leg that is followed by an ABC pattern. I like to call it 1-2-3. Now this corrective pattern has so many different behaviors, but one of the most simple and most common behavior that the market does whenever it makes this pattern is the behavior that I would like to call, so the market will come out of this this ABC corrective pattern. And every time the market does that, it always gives you a pause or a mini pullback or a slight pullback, and then after the pullback it takes off. Now this is a very simple and common behavior that the market does whenever it makes this ABCD pattern. And like I told you, there's so many behaviors of this pattern alone. And there are ways you can predict, what kind of behavior that the market is going to do when it makes this pattern. It's all about structure. When it comes to Elliott wave and wave analysis, it's all about understanding and reading market structure and price action. So we're going to go over to the chart here, and then we're going to look at that particular behavior, and you're going to see how the market makes those kind of behaviors. So if you look at a chart, we've got a chart here, and if you just look at this chart, now this might take a while for some of you guys to kind of to get the hang of, to understand, or to be able to see a 1 2 3 or an ABC corrective pattern on a chart. This is something that you can do through practicing and training your eyes and looking at charts and being able to study charts. But just looking at this chart, I'm just gonna pick two or three different ABC corrective pattern on the chart, and I'll show you guys that single behavior that the market makes. So looking at here, if you take this impulse leg, you're gonna see we have a simple ABC corrective pattern here, right? And once the market breaks out of that corrective pattern, did you see the pause, the pullback? The market makes that pullback, and then it rallies. This is the simple and the most common behavior that the market does when it makes an ABC corrective pattern. So let's try and move along and try and see if we can find a couple more examples. We have another one here, another bullish one. An impulse leg, A, B, C. The market comes out, and then it gives you that pullback and that pause before it continues going up. So let's look at another example, but this case we're looking at a bearish one. So we have an impulse leg to the downside, and we got an A, B, C. The market breaks out, pauses, pullback, and then it continues in the direction of the trend. Now, knowing these can even help you guys be able to kind of start forming a strategy around it. But this is just a single behavior. Like I told you, this market, this kind of corrective patterns has so many behaviors. And you can predict the market. It's not impossible to predict the market, but you need a lot of knowledge to be able to understand. This is just a single corrective pattern. A single corrective pattern, there has probably 3 or 4 different behaviors, and if you're able to understand those behaviors, then it's going to be a lot easier for you to predict the market. So anyway, I'm trying to make all these videos very short and quick, just to kind of give you an overview of just a mini introduction into these corrective patterns and how they behave and things like that. So this is not I'm not trying to make the video too long. I could go too long and show you so many insights into understanding, but then it's just gonna be way too long, and I don't think people are willing to just sit in front of a computer and just spend hours and hours watching a random guy talk about corrective structures and things like that. So we're gonna keep it short and simple, and so that's ABC corrective pattern for you guys. And now you've seen the way that pattern can behave when the market is about to continue moving in the direction of the trend. And so you just have to be prepared. So every time you take a trade on that and the market moves out, you're expecting a pullback. The market will pull back. It will pause. It doesn't just go straight down. So yeah, so I hope you guys found something useful in today's video, and if you do, just hit the like button, and yeah, and if you do have any more questions regarding my courses, or when the course is starting, just drop me an email, or just even in the comment section down below, I'm gonna reply to you. So yeah, so I hope you guys have a good week in trading, and I'll see you on the next video.